All right, we did the unboxing on this really nice Firefly guitar. It's basically a Buckethead Tribute guitar. Well, we did it last week. Well, today, let's do the review. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, this is a Firefly guitar. The price on this thing is $229.96, if you can believe it. The model on this, it says it's new, Firefly FFSP 24.75-inch scale electric guitar, easy for me to say. Well, they say new when it's changed or improved, and maybe that's because it's got locking tuners on it now. On the website, it says rosewood fretboard, Alnico 5 pickups, 2 red buttons are kill switches, neck bridge pickups, stainless steel and ball-end frets with nickel strings and bone nut. Now, I did do a little test on this nut. It does seem to be a bone nut. You know, I did the little melty thing with the sticky pointy thing and it didn't melt. So it seems to be a bone nut. And the nickel strings, when I got my first Firefly, my fingers turned black right away from the strings that were on there. And people were like, oh dude, yeah, well, welcome to the club. You got to change those strings right off the bat. The last few of these that I've gotten, if you can see down here, let me just show you a close-up picture. They have those color-coded ball ends, like the D'Addario. And I gotta say, they don't turn my fingers black, and they're actually quite good. So I haven't changed the strings. As a matter of fact, I haven't done anything to this out of the box, aside from setting the intonation on this. And that's one of the things I'm going to replace this bridge because there's a rattle that's coming from the actual screws that are on here. So I'll set the intonation, everything seems tight, play for a little while, and then they come just slightly loose and they rattle. Aside from that, it does stay in tune really well. And these locking tuners on here, I'm quite happy with them. I mean, you know, sometimes on these budget guitars, locking tuners, they just aren't that great and you end up having to swap those out right away. I may swap them out eventually, but they're working great for now. I guess I'll know more after I do a string change with it. So yeah, I worked with the bridge height just a tiny bit and the intonation, and that's it, man. So yeah, if you're curious how this thing came out of the box, like I said, there is an unboxing. You can watch that right here. Well, I tell you what, I'll give you my final thoughts and give you some close-ups on this guitar in just a couple of minutes, but let's go check it out a little further with the amp. All right, I've got the Spark Link plugged into this, and I'm using the Engel Fireball 25, no other effects on it. A Marshall 412 cab, this is a JCM 800 Lead 1960, and we're just gonna see how it sounds. First, this is the tone knob, this is the volume knob. Of course, you got a kill switch right here, and another kill switch right up here. And your selector switch going between the two pickups, down is the bridge, up is the neck, and in the middle is both of them. Now, interesting thing with these kill switches, okay? And I'm not sure, these kill switches can be a little bit scratchy sometimes, so I may replace those. We'll see how they go over time. But when you're down in the bridge position, this kill switch works. And then when you're in the middle, they both work. And then at the top, only this one works. So, you know, one thing I would like to see it wired as, and I don't know if the Buckethead guitar is that way, but I'd like it wired so that both of them are always working no matter which pickup you have selected or where the selector switch is. Because, you know, I might be playing something and it'd be a lot easier just to hit it right up here, you know, instead of down here. I hear that? Well, they do say arcade style switches, but you don't notice that unless you're, you know, not playing. All right, another thing is the pickups. When I have this at higher volumes, these pickups do have a little bit of a squeal to them. Okay, a lot of squeal. To be fair, I was playing at about a third of the volume on this Fireball, so it was pretty loud. Nowhere in this room that I could go would it not squeal just a little bit, and I even have the noise gate on there. So if I were going to be using this as a live guitar, something to play live gigs, might think about switching out the pickups. Not that big of a deal. A lot of people do because these are sort of a modding platform, right? If I did though, I'd want to make sure that I had white bobbins, you know, because I want to keep the aesthetic of the guitar. And I would probably, if I was going to replace those switches, I would want to keep the same color for those as well. And again, this bridge, I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with it, but I've set the intonation, everything seems tight. After some playing, they get a little bit loose, a little jangly, But, you know, this is a very inexpensive part. All right, so we've got it on the bridge pickup right now. Little Iron Maiden version of Jethro Tull's Cross-Eyed Mary. I love that song, man. It's always really good, but it's even better when Iron Maiden does it. Got a little carried away there. Let's go to the middle position. All right, let's go to the neck position. So yeah, I mean, it's got some good tonal qualities to it. The pickups don't suck. It's just, you know, that squealing thing was a little bit alarming. As a matter of fact, they not only don't suck, they're actually really good. They're hot, and I like that. So I may just figure out how to work with that. Take it back down to the bridge position. All right, so to me, that sounds great when it's an overdrive. It's got a really good clarity to it. Like I say, I'm liking these pickups. It's just that little squeal thing kind of threw me off. All right, so let's check out the clean sound. So that sounds really good. As a matter of fact, at this neck pickup right here. Yeah, sounds good. Let me do this. I'm going to turn... Let's go ahead and turn the volume off, and let's see if you can actually hear this with this microphone here. It's just a little rattling that happens in this bridge, and like I said, it's an easy fix and an inexpensive one. So Gibson did put out a Buckethead limited edition guitar. You can find them on Reverb. They are very expensive. I'll have to check again and see what the cost was on that. But this is a fantastic guitar for what it is. It's not even that heavy. It's really light for a Les Paul, or I should say a Les Paul style guitar. I don't have any neck dive with it, and I'm pretty happy with it. This switch up here, it's a little bit, I can tell that it's a little loose, and you get a little bit of static, but it seems like once the guitar warms up, I know that sounds weird, but that seems to go away, so that's not too bad. Like I said, I might swap out those locking tuners later on, but for now, they're working great. And again, $229, you can't go wrong with that. The pickups on this do seem hotter than the other LP style guitar that I got from them, the Blueberry Burst, which you can also see a video of that here in the channel. The pickups just seem edgier, which makes sense if this is a Buckethead Tribute. Aside from the price point, Firefly does a fantastic job with their guitars straight out of China. Of course, that's how they're able to do it at such a low price, but they do a great job, and they've only gotten better since the first one that I've gotten, so I'm very happy with them. If you're interested in Firefly guitars, I'm going to put a link down in the description to guitarsgarden.com. That is where you'll find them. A lot of this one's actually available right now, and they have a baritone version of it. They just did a drop yesterday, and they had the Eddie Van Halen striped guitars and all that stuff on there. I don't know if those are still available, but a lot of them go really, really fast, especially ones that people have been waiting for a while. Kind of like this Washburn/Dean ML that I've done a video on. That, I think, was the first time that they've done that. And I know that they're going to do another run of it, but I don't know. It could be 6 months between when they did that one and the next run. So easiest way to tell is join a couple Facebook groups. I'll put a link down to the biggest Firefly Facebook group down in the description, and then also the Instagram account, because if you follow them, they'll actually tell you a week or two out, like, it's coming soon and this is what will be in the drop. Usually just a sampling of what will be in the drop. They don't tell you everything, but you get the point. Easiest way is to follow them on social media. The drops sometimes happen at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Sometimes they happen at 6 a.m. Sometimes in the middle of the day. Sometimes they're scattered throughout the day. So you kind of got to be a guitar hunter, but again, for these prices, it's worth it. So that's the new Firefly FFSP 24.75 inch guitar, and that's the only model that they give for that. Yeah, I'm looking at the website, I don't see anything else. And of course, the other Les Paul style guitars are also FFSP, so you got to go buy a picture and click on it, and if you like it, buy it quickly, because they do sell out. I still have a couple of other Firefly guitars to review here, but this one I just wanted to get to right away because this is what brought me to Firefly in the beginning. A friend of mine had gotten one and I was like, dude, that is awesome. Even the back on this thing is nice. You've got the binding on the back and everything else, but yeah. I said, where'd you get that? And he told me, and so I've been stocking this guitar for maybe about 4 to 6 months. And then when it finally hit, I was like, gotta get it. Listen, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there, a notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Channel's been around since 2013, and I've spent a lot of time and money on this channel. So if you're so inclined, want to toss a couple bucks my way, I do have a thanks button right down below this video. You can click that. Everything is appreciated, even if you're just watching the video. I really, really do appreciate you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.